Hey guys, this past weekend we had a match here in Watertown, a Rimfire match, and had a couple really fun stages on there. Wanted to share them with you and how these adjustable spinners work. I'll do a more in-depth video, kind of go over the nuts and bolts of it all, but I just wanted to share this example of two spinner setups for two different purposes we used at the match this weekend. So on the left is the diamonds, and we set that one up on at 50 yards on a shaky table. Now this shaky table doesn't use chains, it uses big springs. So not only do you get the movement like you would with the chain, with a hanging table, but you get up and down bounciness if you move it all. So it's really difficult to stay on target. It's really difficult to reload, and we were doing switching from weak side to strong side. So we wanted the spinner target, but we wanted it to be attainable. Wanted to make it a little bit easier to get the target over. So on the left, you can see that the bottom target, the bigger one, was moved all the way up. That balances out the target between the two, or balances the target out more. So it still spins like it should. It's still a little bit heavier on the bottom, but it's a lot closer, so that target swings a lot slower around that axis. So let's just check out what that looks like in action. I'm gonna shoot it a couple times and I'll show you. So most of the people engage the target just like this. They started on the bottom. You know, a lot of times we all go for the bigger target of the two, and normally that would make sense. It doesn't matter which target you're shooting, you're imparting the same amount of force on the system, so you want to take the bigger target, don't you? Well, in this case, it's not the same because the bottom target is moved up, so the bottom target has less leverage on it. So you would want to shoot the top target in this case, so it's smaller, but there's incentive to shoot it. So let me show you what it looks like. So I'm just going to engage it. As from all the bullet impacts, you can see just how many people shot the bottom there. So I'm going to do this. 1. So you can see just how slow that is. 2 impacts. 3, and it's over. So you could see how slow that target moved. And that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted it to be slow, so that way we could shoot it from a precarious position. You know, if your targets move really fast and you can only ever engage them from prone supported, then you know it takes out a lot of things that you can do with them. So with this, we adjusted that bottom target up, moved that balance between the two a little bit closer to center, and it spins slower. Now it still takes 3 impacts. With the targets all the way out, it takes 3 impacts to get it over. So the number of impacts is the same, engaging that bottom target, but it just makes it a lot slower. But here, now that it's about stopped out there, I'm going to show you what it's when you can engage the top, you get more leverage. So you can do some different things with how you incentivize how the target's engaged. So let's do it here. 1, 2 impacts. So with 2 impacts, I was able to get that over, engaging the smaller target on top. So as you can see, leverage is the name of the game, and most people aren't used to dealing with a spinner that doesn't have the target on, you know, equal distances from the center axle on either side. So it was something different, and we were able to use it into a different application. On the right, the skinny triangles there, I can't recall what size those are, but you can see we have the bottom target all the way down. The top target is now all the way down. So it's the exact opposite of what the diamonds is, or the diamonds is set up like. So on that one, it's going to swing a lot faster, and it's going to take more impacts to get it. So you get a much more dramatic pendulum effect. It swings a lot quicker, and it's going to take more hits just because you got to get that momentum built up for that really offset, really bottom heavy target to swing over. So in this case, the target on the bottom is out further, so it is the one that you want to engage on this target. And then with the skinny triangles, it's also trying to get you, okay, you got to try to edge it out further. How far down can you shoot the target and still hit it? So the further down you are, the more leverage you have, the better. The more energy you're imparting on the target, the fewer shots it's going to take to spin. But if you get down too low and get a little bit too greedy with it, the target gets a lot skinnier and you can't hit it. You miss it, and that's even worse. So let's see how this one engages. I'm going to do a, switch mics here. I'm going to just shoot where we all were. It was kind of over a little rise, and we were prone, so we couldn't see the very bottom of the target. So you can see all those impacts on there. That was about as low as we could see. So I'm going to shoot it there, and we'll see how that does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're over. And that's what we experienced at the match. 5 rounds and over on that target. So you can see normally spinners take about 3 rounds to get over. So having 5 takes 2 more. You can see how much more quickly that rotated than the first one. So let that settle down, and I'm going to try to see if I can't get it over in one less impact by aiming a little bit lower. 4, there we go. So aiming just a little bit lower on that target, got it over in one less impact, allows you to get more points. So there you have it. Those are the 2 setups we ran for the match this weekend. Kind of shows you the strategy of them and how you can set things up differently, so that way you're not just tied to shooting spinners all the same way. Adds a lot of bang for your buck to the target, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't hurt that I did really well on the stages as well, that I really enjoyed it, but that comes with being able to practice on spinners more. So check them out, that and a lot of other really cool stuff at atlastargetworks.com.